Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Coffee and Headlines, our morning get-together live here on Facebook, where we take a look at the well-being of flying cows. We take a look at weather. We take a look at news and headlines from our city, state, and country. We take a look at your comments, ideas, and suggestions on how to best connect with one another as a community of English-speaking folk living here in Puerto Vallarta. It is a pleasure to see you today. It is always a pleasure to see familiar faces and to see faces that I'm not very familiar with. Today is Thursday, June 29th. The month is almost over, but as always, we're happy to be here. And we're happy to welcome those of you that are here for the first time watching live. If that is your case, please feel free to let us know by writing the word new in your comment, and we'll be so very happy to give you a nice little welcome. If you're watching on YouTube or later on in the day, we still welcome you to Coffee and Headlines and appreciate the fact that you watch and appreciate all the thumbs up and the subscriptions and the likes and the supports and all that good stuff. My nose is itchy, and that just happens. There's a new person. Check it out. Although I don't know that I can pronounce this. Miss Letty. Miss Letty is new. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. I saw a photo this morning, Claude. Logan shared a photo of you guys running into each other on the Malecon. That's wonderful. And there's a birthday today. Oh my goodness. Pat, happy birthday. Yes, I hope you have a good one. I hope you have a cool one. And to everybody else, I hope we are going to have a wonderful day today. I bet a friend there would be another cow story today. I bet a friend there would be another cow story today. Paco, don't let me down. The stakes are high. What a great pun. The stakes are high. We are going to meet the flying cow today. I could not resist. Anyhow, as I was saying before, if you are new, write the word new. If you have something really important to say, like Chris here is saying, he added a capital Q at the beginning. No photos of the egg rolls. Jeannie made a bunch and froze them. Next time I'll get photos and share. Please do. We love taking a look at all the photos that you share. And today we have some show and tell. Probably not edible stuff, but we still have some show and tell. I received some photographs yesterday that I want to share with you today just because I love doing that, and I love to get a glimpse at your lives out there, whether you are here in Puerto Vallarta or watching from afar. Okay, so I think it is time. I wish I had a sound for a drum roll. I need to find a sound for a drum roll because everybody gets to meet the flying cow. Look at her. You know, I'm so glad that nobody got harmed in this story, but I feel the feels for the flying cow. I really, really do. Just in case you were as intrigued as I was about the flying cow, I found more detailed information yesterday afternoon. Poor thing. Okay, so here is the back of the house where the cow was apparently roaming. I don't know how tall is that little ledge, but that's that's the ledge that the cow was minding her or his own business. This is the hole that the cow created when she stepped onto the ledge, or maybe the cow tripped. We don't know. All we know is that apparently the owners of the property called 911 asking for help. And while 911 was arriving, they locked the poor cow in a second story room or area. We don't know how they managed to bring the cow down to ground level, but we know that the cow is safe. The people that live in the building are safe, and unfortunately, their roof is busted. I feel for the cow, and that's a horrible thing to say because I should feel for the people that live there, and I feel for them as well, but I feel for the cow. I mean, poor cow. Anyhow, enough with the cow. Enough with the cow. Representatives from SEAPAL met with our city council to explain the current water shortage situation, and I'm going to give you the cliff notes. The bottom line is there is just not enough water out there. And when I say out there, I mean Mother Nature, the world, the planet under our feet. And between this fact, the drought, and intermittent electricity outages, some sections of Puerto Vallarta are simply not getting all the water they would like. And of all the 8 rivers that exist in the municipality, only the Orcones and the Ameca have enough water at present time for their stream to reach the ocean. It is worth mentioning that while we are broadcasting, there is a demonstration taking place at City Hall by residents of several colonias complaining of the lack of vital liquid being distributed to their neighborhoods. There's only so much that can be done, I suppose, and that's just the way it is until it rains. In other news, SEAPAL also announced that one block of Calle Francisco y Madero between Ignacio Vallarta and Constitución in Colonia Emiliano Zapata will be closed to vehicular traffic today and tomorrow as they are replacing the cobblestones on the streets. And in commemoration of yesterday's International Gay Pride Day, members of the City Council, along with members of the local gay community, painted a crosswalk in Colonia Emiliano Zapata in the colors of the trans flag to honor and bring to light the efforts made in our city for more equality for LGBTQ plus community members. And we didn't get any rain yesterday that I know of, despite the fact that it was forecasted. But forecasted or forecast? I don't know what the past tense is, but we announced rain. It didn't happen. But now the National Weather Service has announced another tropical formation in the Pacific that is moving closer to the coast and could bring much needed rain to the region in the next few days. Let us take a quick look at the weather forecast just to see what snarky weather has to say about all this. And it says here that the pool below displays a short-term precipitation forecast. Looks like rain stopping in 10 minutes. Well, you know what? There's no rain going on right now. I looked out the window and it's bright and sunny out there, so I don't know what to tell you. I can tell you, though, that it is 30 degrees out there. Humidity is high at 73%, and our temperature in Fahrenheit degrees is 86. The weather forecast for today claims that we have a chance of rain of 55%. I'll believe it when I feel it. Light rain with scattered thunderstorms throughout the day, a high of 34, and a low of 26. Tomorrow, Friday, scattered thunderstorms possible throughout the day. A chance of rain is higher of 68%. and a high of 34 and a low of 27 degrees. Saturday, mostly cloudy skies in the morning with thunderstorms in the afternoon. Chance of rain at 89%. So rain may actually come during the weekend. And we will look forward to a high of 33 and a low of 26. I want rain. I want nice, comfortable rain. Anyhow, I have more news to share. We have mentioned that 45 Pueblos Mágicos were announced by the Federal Tourism Secretary, and we announced the new ones for the state of Jalisco, but Nayarit is also announcing 5 new Pueblos Mágicos within the state. These would be Aguacatlán, Amatlán de Cañas, Ixtlán del Río, San Blas, and Puerto Vallarta, which we're looking at in this photograph. This is the port located at the Islas Marias, which recently opened to the public. This brings the number of Pueblos Mágicos in Nayarit to 9 when you consider the other pre-existing ones, which are Compostela, Jala, Mexcaltitlán, which is a tiny little island, actually, and Sayulita. I also want to let you know that our friend Kelly Casey from the Living Room Bookstore published news of an interesting author reading and book signing event that will take place at the bookstore this coming Saturday at 5:30 p.m. Victor Aguirre will be reading from his book, From Prison to Principle, Road to Redemption. Fascinating. This book details his battle through child abuse, immigration, poverty, gangs, and prison. But the author found a way out. He is now director of a local nonprofit organization that works here in Puerto Vallarta with kids and teens in the poorest neighborhoods of the city. So this should be a fascinating reading event to take place this Saturday at the Living Room Bookstore. If you are out and about, you may want to consider this. And yesterday, of course, we were talking about this, that, and the other, and I received 2 photos that are eye-opening photos, I suppose. The first one came from our dear friend Albert, who is camping out in the middle of somewhere. And from the middle of somewhere, he was able to get Wi-Fi signal such that he was watching our broadcast live. And he sent me this photograph of his, it looks like an iPad from which he's watching the broadcast. I love it. And then the next photo requires a little bit of context before I showed you. Just to say that our friend Claude, who lives out in the mountains, had previously shown us photographs of the tarantulas that appeared in his house when it started raining. But tarantulas are not the only critters that have been paying visits to his home. Before I show you this photograph, please picture in your mind the size of your average dustpan. Yes, you know, the kind that you used to pick up the dust from the floor. And now take a look at this toad. It is ginormous. And Claude told me in a comment that he has had to dispose of over a dozen of these because they're poisonous. They're bad for his pets. They're bad for his dog and his 2 cats. So he's had to deal with tarantulas and, of course, these ginormous critters, which are beautiful, but unfortunately they are poisonous to the touch. So much for living in paradise. Paradise, I suppose, comes with a compromise, and I am looking at some of your comments already. Let us take a look at all of your comments. I love it. Starting with Karen, who, God bless you, Karen. Karen says, that toad is gross. Well, yes, it is. But, you know, it's a toad. It's not the toad's fault to be gross. I'm looking at a bunch of good mornings, and that's always nice to read. Thank you so very much. Let's see what we have. We celebrated birthday. We celebrated cow. We celebrated lack of photos of egg rolls. Let's see what else we have. Someone is milking the pun of the flying cow. I love it. Is the cow okay? Asks Angelica. Yes, there are photos of the cow being back where the cow belongs. So again, I think the cow was just startled. I bet the cow was frightened indeed. Let's see what else we have. The weather office needs to install a window. You know, I tell you, Chris, I'd like to think that I trust the weather forecast more often than not, but when the weather forecast says it's going to rain and they even give you a percentage and then you don't see the rain, it's a little bit disappointing. But what can I say? We take the information that we have and just share it, hoping that it is true. Paula says, put a leash on that toad. It doesn't even have a neck to put a leash on, the poor thing. Look at that. Where would you put a leash on that poor little toad? And Claude, of course, who has had to deal with them, says they are kind of creepy. Of course they are kind of creepy. I empathize with you, dear friend, and I am so sorry that you are having to deal with this. Oh my goodness. Angelica says, when I was living in Tabasco, there was a toad that used to eat our dog food, and he was humongous. I never saw anything like it. Well, you know, I would not want to step on one of those things by accident. That's definitely for sure. And this, my friends, brings us to the end of today's Coffee and Headlines. There's another comment. Yes, Claude says, I'm just happy they don't make it upstairs into the rooms, and I would be just as happy about that. Imagine waking up in the middle of and stepping onto never mind. Let's not even imagine that, because that would be absolutely gross. Thank you once again for joining me here at Coffee and Headlines. It is such a pleasure to be part of this community that you nurture every single day with your comments and your suggestions and ideas. I hope I get to see you again soon. I will be here tomorrow, of course, as usual, to bring you the latest news that I can find. Have an awesome day. Stay connected, stay in touch, and I'll see you soon.